Hello, good morning. It's 8:30 now. This is the Abundance Oracle. Please subscribe and like me or hit the like button if you don't like me. But whatever, the button gets hit. All right. Anyway, that's supposed to be a joke. I'm glad I'm in real estate instead of in a comedian. You can tell why. Alrighty, so what we're going to talk to about a little bit today is those people who have a hard time listening to about abundance when they're struggling. So I do have a link that I'll try and post at the end, struggling to success. But in the meantime, those of you who are contemplating whether to get a first house or whether to get a rental unit and stay in the rental you're in, I'd like to offer you up an idea. Maybe it's possible to do both at the same time. What am I talking about? Well, I have been in a lot of homes that have nanny apartments, that have separate backdoor entrances that would bring you up a certain way that you might be able to get to the second floor where there's bedrooms and bathrooms without ever going through the other part of the house that goes through the front door. How about buying a property that has a little, they call it here ADU, auxiliary domestic, wait, is that domestic? Domicile unit. And that's a apartment that is over top a garage. How about you have a little guest cottage or a fabulous pool house that happens to have plumbing in it that you can turn into a rental unit? What about if you have a little yard that you're allowed to rent to someone to put their boat on? Or maybe a garage and you're near the golf course that you can rent in the summertime when the golf course people come and they like their fancy golf carts. I mean, some golf carts are just, they're probably just as much as buying a used car. It's crazy. But maybe you have a garage that you can rent out to somebody across the street at the golf course to take care of their nice golf cart. You can make a little extra money. So I have some ideas on, for this time around, on trying to have your first home purchase also be rental income in any of those ways or any other way you can concoct up to make income producing your house that you would be living in. All right, so I'm suggesting, now this may not be as much of a favorite for the women unless they're committed to building financial independence and prospering, having a family that they can provide for much more readily and easily, and instead of working their whole life to be able to provide a private house without any of those rental possibilities. And maybe your husband is good at carpentry or something. There's many, many reasons why you want to consider this. So, does the house you're looking at buying have any of those possibilities? And double check to make sure that the town requirements, that it falls in line, that it's already been, if it's grandfathered in under the law, or like this place here, my newest, is it the newest purchase? Not the newest purchase, second to newest purchase is this place I'm in here. So they're the ones that have said you can have an ADU, auxiliary dwelling unit, I think is what, or unit. And a lot of people that have fabulous garages to earn some extra money, they're fixing up the attic, because the old garages, not just, they don't have a roof like this on top of the garage, they have a roof like this on the top of the garage, and they can turn it easily into a one-bedroom apartment. So some people may not be thrilled at having a person that has access to the driveway. So maybe you can figure out, if your building that you purchased, that you can build your driveway and have it a flow through driveway, drive or driveway. So I've seen that where you can go in one side and there's garage doors, and the opposite side also has garage doors, so that the other people that you're going to be renting to, if you want to rent out, can go in a different way, so it's more private for them and it's more private for you. I saw this starting off originally as people who have had boats. They have longer garages instead of wider garages. So the gentleman that I first got introduced this concept had a boat, and he drove in the back of the yard and backed his boat into the garage and kept it there for the winter. And then his car, he would come around and drive in the front yard. And so what worked out very well for him in the springtime, when it's time to take the boat out, is he would drive around the back up the truck, hook on the boat, pull the boat right out. It was such a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. Then I used to see people with antique cars as well that they weren't going to be using very much. They had long garages that you could put too deep. So you could put your antique and sort of put a hanging plastic so that it didn't get all dusty and everything right in your garage, and then you would use the front of your garage. So there's so many ideas on how you can make money just on the garage. The AD unit on the top, the storage of a bike, of a boat, the storage of a golf cart. Wherever you live, there's an opportunity. Maybe some people that your neighbors might have a motorcycle that they like to ride in the summertime, but they have no place to put it to make it safe and clean and everything. More money for you. Well, I'm laughing, but I'm not kidding. Okay, so do you have a basement, your basement that you're on a tilt and you can put sliding glass doors on it, or maybe put a side door on it with big windows somehow on it, and then make an entrance on the opposite side of your house? Right now is a very good time to figure out how to make extra money. Even if you've been getting raises, you haven't lost your job, you've been good, you've held on to your job, and you're getting raises. From what I see from my two children, the raises that are coming across the desk are not enough to keep up with the cost of living increases. And we all know that the CPI, or, the inflation rate that's reported, we all know it's manipulated and it's not accurate. It's much higher than is being reported. So you need to keep improving your skills, and you need to also figure out an easy way to earn extra money. If you're good at plumbing or electrical and you've been doing it, maybe you have to go get a license. And you have a white collar job, but maybe you can turn an electrical business into a business that you own and have other people's work for you and let the business run itself with a manager. You need to start thinking outside the box. We're all going to need to make more money because the middle income people are the lower end people have skills that if they can learn how to turn their skills into a business are going to be great. The middle income people that have been using their brains, a lot of them are going to be replaced with Buddy AI. There's going to be a lot of people that were invaluable before that are going to be replaced. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's going to come a lot faster, this changing world, than we're used to. We're used to going at human change rate, but now we're going at superhuman and AI change rate. It's much, much faster. You need to think ahead, 6 months ahead, a year ahead, 2 years ahead. Elon Musk said he thinks that super intelligence, AI, which is something that we will never be able to keep up with, is going to be here 2030 at the latest. I think his projection was in like 2 or 3 more years. So what is your plan? Don't just think for today. Okay, you don't have enough money now. You can't keep up with inflation. I understand. We got to figure that out. And we've got to also figure out the future. 3 years, 5 years down the road. How is the world going to be changing? And how are you going to be paying for things? How are you maybe going to be decreasing some of your costs? I mean, I've had the conversation. I have a little teensy garden. It took me 3 years to not kill everything off. I was a brainiac. Now I'm learning to physically manage that. And it seems easy. When you're a brainiac, you think, oh, I'll just make a garden. I'm sorry, it's not so easy. It's really not. And the little tips and tricks that the gardeners learn over a lifetime, you're going to have to